up, you guys? CeCe Clemons, aka Vibin Weirdo, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, aka Aquaman 2 review. Yay! So before I get into it, I am not a bandwagon joiner. I don't like jumping on the bandwagon of negative talk and negative reviews, even positive. I want to have my own thoughts, my own opinions. I don't like it to be swayed. Getting into this movie, there was already negative talk months before. Oh, it's projected to be a flop and this and that's. Like, okay, here we go again, whatever. But it was just so hard not to avoid just the negativity surrounding the film before it even released. I avoided watching actual reviews and looking them up and stuff like that. I just wanted to give it a fair shot and determine if I like it or not. So even with that, I was still excited to watch it. Not as excited as I was initially or with other films, other superhero films, but excited enough to where like, hey, I'm ready, let's go. And for me, unfortunately, it was mid. A little disappointed in certain aspects with it being a second movie, kind of like Wonder Woman 84. So the best way to describe my feelings, like the first 10 to 15 minutes was weird. I looked at my dad like, is this just me feeling this way? Like, no, me too. I'm like, okay. It just didn't feel right. I don't want to get deeper into it and spoil anything, but that's just the best way to describe it. The story somewhat made sense. Critics are going to destroy this movie because of the plot structure. But to me, it made sense. I understood it, but it just didn't connect well. The way that they were connecting everything together was just like, this thing, who wrote this? It's just like, this is not vibing well with me, which was unfortunate. I was looking forward to like a great setup for this being a second one because the first one was so good. I love the first one. As you know from the trailers, in this, he has a child, and I felt like that shouldn't have been added whatsoever. I felt like that needed to be omitted 100%. If you watch it, you may think completely different, but that's just how I personally felt. It didn't mesh well for me. And really the thing about it that I didn't like the most was a particular character in there. The CGI effects were just not it. And it was not it. And I was like, oh boy, this is better than the CGI in Flash. I'll say that. Or was it? Anyways, but yeah, it was just straight up, just not the best. And look, I'm not a CGI expert. I can't tell you how to make good CGI effects. I don't know what to do. I just know that compared to other things I've seen, it just didn't work with my eyes. This is a similar feeling I had with Wonder Woman. The lack of action. There wasn't a lot of combat in here for my liking. When I won't go to watch a superhero film, I'm looking for like nonstop action or some crazy or something going on every 10 minutes, maybe 5. I'm a crackhead. That was just a little disappointing. When I see a second film, I'm thinking like, hey, we've already established the origins or the beginnings in the first one. The second one, time to go ham. You know what I'm saying? Like, time to go off, time to go crazy, let's go. And that itch just wasn't scratched for me. Now, putting that aside, even though there was a lack of action, the action that they did have was pretty fantastic. There was one particular scene in there, I was like, oh, this is what I came here for. I came here to see this. Thank you. It was so good. And yeah, it was incredible. And for people that see it, you probably know the one I'm talking about. I was just like, oh, this is amazing. This is why I drove an hour away to watch it in IMAX for. That made it worth it, honestly. It was really nice. There was some other fighting scenes in there too that were good. I was like, ooh, okay, that's nice. I like that. It just wasn't enough for my taste. And with Amber Heard's appearance, you could definitely tell they intentionally didn't have her play a huge part as far as appearance-wise in the film, but she does play a big role. I understand why they kept her in it, not willing to go back and forth with anybody on that, but yeah, I get it. And I think they pulled it off very well, or the best that they could, considering the circumstances. But yeah, Mira, that girl right there, man, that woman, not the girl, clutch. Like, she is so clutch, and man, she's a beast. They did a great job showing like how beastly she is and how clutch she is. And even the baby, even though I didn't feel the baby should have been in there, that baby actor was so cute and really good. Like, I mean, it's just like normal baby scenes, but this one was standing out to me. Like, where you need to laugh or cry and engage. He did a really great job. It was really cool and just fun to see. I don't feel like this should be happening, but you know, this is so cute. I like that a lot. That was a standout for me, crazy enough. Yeah, even the acting overall was spot on. I didn't see any weird things with the acting. Black Manta need to chill out. It's like, bro, calm down. Why you doing this? You doing too much. You get on my nerves with how over dramatic you're acting. Like, chill out, my guy. And I'm sure that's part of the original or whatever. But it was just like, dude, it's the second film. Oh yes, and even with the CGI, there was some parts, some characters that looked bad, but there were some parts that looked amazing. And man, there was some editing choices in there, like some transitions or some stuff. It's like, this a DC film? It's 2023. Like, okay, I'm not a basher, but okay, I watched this movie called The Retirement Plan with Nicolas Cage. You could just look it up and see like the vibe it is. There was some editing choices in there that kind of made me laugh, and I saw that in this movie, and I was like, oh snap, okay, that's what's up. Whoa, I was a little shocked, like, oh. Definitely does. I don't know what the budget was for this or what, but it doesn't look like as much time and attention was put into it as the first one, which is crazy because they pushed this date back so much. I think it was because of Jason Momoa. He had like an injury or something. But yeah, some editing choices here was like, art? It's like, I just... yeah, it was funny. But yeah, even with that, there's things about it that I did love and that I did enjoy. It made this an overall good experience. I'm not upset that I watched it. The movie as a whole, not super rewatchable. There are some moments in there that are. I'm telling you, when the fighting scenes were there, they were there, honey. They were doing their job. But yeah, as a whole, I'm not like itching for a rewatch like the other superhero movies I've seen this year, but for the most part. So definitely not the worst superhero movie I've seen, especially this year. It's definitely not at the very bottom, but not the best. Not my favorite, which is disappointing, but like there's just too many movies to like all of them. I can't equally love every superhero movie. It is what it is. So with that being said, I would give this a B-. I was like in between C+ and B-. But yeah, it's really not that bad, y'all. There's some things in there that could have been tightened up for sure. But overall, it was not a bad movie. I had a pleasant time. It was fun. It had its moments. It just happened to fall a little short for my taste. All right, y'all. So those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drink your water as always. Peace. The mascara. Keep it positive. Keep it positive. Keep it positive. Keep it positive. Sure you can.